Hello, this is Mr. Madness Games with Elisa, and
And
hello, we are doing the build video. I've gotten a bunch of requests for it, so I wanted to do like just an in-depth explanation on everything. I have actually changed a lot, as you can see from some stuff that I found out. Oh, I need to go back to the explosive nade as well. So the first fault that I found in the video, when testing the original one, was I actually respect. I no longer have tier 3 in my Sentinel because of this. Melissa, would you mind demonstrating what happens if I put down the Sentinel?
be helpful if I actually shot it.
Yeah, hitting it does help. But as you can see, um, one shot, and that's. Can you tell me
One shot and
what's
it's gone. It's just gone.
and can you tell me what sniper that is and how much damage that's doing?
This is a Thufir's best, and the damage per shot is 262.1.
Okay, and so that is 262.1. That is one-shotting the turret we have there, which is the main reason why I swapped from that, because as you can see from it hitting her, it is in an active fight, and this is an issue I actually ran into. The more I used it, the more people caught on to the fact that I was just kind of positioning around it, and they would just shoot it. Do you have your disruptor by chance? Um,
I do.
I'm going to place it again, and I want you to just unload on it with that disruptor. Ready?
Hmm.
Instantly. How
That was
much
like
damage?
3 hits.
Yep, 3 hits, and that is a disruptor at close range. It's not a long range. That's I believe you're using Abdul's Rapture. I apologize if I'm butchering the name. I have to stand under here now.
And a boulder rapture. A
Okay,
boulder's rapture. 37.1.
okay, and that
Substantially
one,
weaker, and it took it out in like no time at all.
yeah, and
Super easy.
what I will say is that that one does fire at like all heavy disruptors. It fires twice per one shot because it's using double the ammo, so it's firing twice. But that is still a very insignificant amount for something that you want to be doing damage. And we did test this with the same results we have last time. I did not feel like respecking over and over again and like spanning this across the course of like a 48-hour video. That's not what I want to do. Um, and it's just what ended up happening was it does not get increased health um, when you upgrade it. I feel like maybe that would be something to consider for future updates, because while its damage and duration does increase, that duration and damage don't mean anything if if it's just going to get one shot the moment it gets focused. Once that was the issue I ran into. I had killed quite a bit of people with it prior to, but they were all separate people in different encounters. I realized that the more of the same person I encounter, the more they realize that they can just kill it and it becomes a one trick pony, which is bad because it has an easy
Well, now that
counter
you're
of.
telling people, everybody's gonna know, so it's a zero trick pony.
Well, yeah, yeah. Well, everyone was going to figure out eventually, and I didn't want people. I didn't want to give like the illusion that it's some god tier, because that was the illusion I felt. I didn't realize people could shoot because people just weren't shooting at it.
Yeah, if
No,
it is good for NPCs because the
yeah.
NPCs don't
Uh,
really aim
oh
for
yeah.
it,
Yeah, no,
like
I
ever.
agree 100%, and I think that it gives off that illusion too, because when you use it in PvE, NPCs act like it doesn't even exist. They will not treat it like an object. So if you're doing this build for PvE and you want to use that Sentinel, by all means, because for whatever reason, the NPCs just do not even acknowledge that it exists. They will not target it. They will not shoot it. What I've kind of led to come to the conclusion of, is I've found that both the explosive grenade,
Is that a person?
that one that's walking across there, no, I checked that, like that was freaking me
No,
out when
no.
it was dark, and it's just an NPC walking around.
No, 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 they just came out from behind you and it was
Yeah, no, it's an
I was
NPC.
ready to
They've been pacing back there. No,
good to
hey, well,
know.
we get a live example, but no, where we're at, we're not going to get a live example. We're in the middle of nowhere because it's wipe day, and I'm not going to the deep desert in the middle of wipe day. It's going to be pee pee poo poo. Um, and I would have liked to collect
He's dead.
actual
I killed
footage
him. Don't worry about it.
of the build in combat, but that's just not the case. But what I did end up finding out is I did a few variations, and we're going to test two of those variations. I actually tried, so somebody that had brought up that was using this build, they brought up that exploit weakness, because the reason I have exploit weakness is that the whole point of this build is it's made to break a shield. We are not trying to get through it with like a drill shot or poison, because we actually found with poison, the main problem with poison is that one bandage, it just is the lowest tier healing, and that debuff ends right there. You're not going to get a lot of damage out of that. And it doesn't really function well as a deterrent either, because it can be disposed of so casually. It's insignificant, hardly an inconvenience. But if you're continuously hitting somebody with poison, like here, would you mind demonstrating? These are tier 5 shields. It's not damaging my health, but unless I am at like the poison skills, I don't recommend. But this poison sniper, I would say that it's pretty functional, because if I'm not up close to her, she has a range of 70 meters. I'm gonna go all the way over here. Keep hitting me.
Well, maybe not that, but it does like in combat when somebody's immediately like downed, and they can't heal,
Oh, you missed me.
it prevents them from reviving. It will I know it. I know I had to reload. It will
Oh,
actually just take people out.
yeah. If you like somebody's shields down, nothing. It's gonna kill them. They're already down. They won't get a chance to res it. They'll function similarly to fire. Bear in mind, I have tier 5, or not I'm sorry, tier 2, and the poison tolerance passive. And it is instantly poisoning me on shot. And just as a demonstration, I'm going to heal now. It ends the poison effect instantly. That said, I would still say snipers are functional. They're useful. They're very good. You don't want to use them like if I'm running
They're
up
also
on
good
you.
if somebody's distracted with like somebody
Exactly.
else.
Or if you can get someone's shield down, very functional. Once that shield's down, I'm gonna just take my shield off as a demonstration. Go ahead and shoot me now.
Mhm.
If I die, I die. Don't worry. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, I'm actually dying. Yeah, yeah.
Glad you called it off before I
No,
hit you again.
I was almost dead. You'll see in the video, like I have like that health boost as well. I have that extra health. Two of those shots, the initial
Oh, I
damage,
didn't know that.
yeah, that I was almost dead, like almost completely dead. If I didn't stop to heal, I probably would have died. That is without a shield. So if you can break a shield, that sniper's going through. But as the skills, so we did test. I don't know if you still have them, Elisa. I had them on tier 3 even, but those poison skills are not fun. They're not good. Um, I've
No, no, I
seen.
got rid of him. Also, you might want to come over here. The sun's getting you.
Oh, okay. Um, Thank you
The
for
sun
noticing.
has relocated and we are burning. Thank you.
So, and I did try. So I had these at tier 3. Like I said, I don't want to just like upgrade and make the video span a 48-hour video. But I upgraded these skills.
Mhm.
Poison capsule. I tried poison mine. Uh, they do not do enough damage to function as a deterrent, and the fact that they just ignore shields just isn't functional. Here, this is what breaks shields. Elisa, I'm going to hurl these at you. Get ready. So first, we're going to demonstrate how these function without a stagger. She can just dodge them. We have tested this. You want to just hurl them, like just throw them at people. It happens
And that
quickly.
got me down to about 30% health.
So, and that was 30% health with both bombs. They're on a relatively, I'd say a relatively low cooldown. They're already almost done. I already have them back.
And shield gone, obviously.
Yeah, those break the shield, so you can throw those, and they're gonna be you can just shoot right after. Another thing, the reason why I suggest using these over like poison for a build focused on shield breaking. I'm not saying poison is a bad skill. Poison is great as a fire and forget, but it does not function well with this specific build. There are obviously amazing builds that use poison. There is no such thing as a bad build. But this is, and I want I have to drink water because I'm roasting.
Yes,
Um,
there is. Yeah, yeah, there is.
oh,
There is
God
such a thing as a bad build.
damn it, I spiced. I hate this. Okay, well, I'm on drugs now.
Dude, like half the time I'm flying orthopters, I'm like whacked out of my mind on spice, and like giraffes are chasing our plane.
Yeah,
Man,
that's great. It makes me feel so much faith in our piloting capabilities. Anyways, let me
I
heal
haven't
myself.
crashed yet.
You haven't crashed yet.
I think my ship's in better shape than yours.
Your ship's in better shape than mine because you use it less. Oh, whoa!
This no, it's because I'm. It's
I
because
can
I'm a better.
see.
Do you want me to do?
No, no.
Should I
While I'm
do? Should I do
spiced,
drugs too? Should I do it?
I've never done. While I'm spiced, I can see both all the skills you have while looking at you
Oh,
and your gun and how much ammo you have in it. Okay, sorry. Focusing back on the build. Also, we have like the passive for trooper reflexive reload. I don't have shield overcharge, but you are going to want shield overcharge. I don't have it right now. I haven't done the quest. I can't be bothered, but you're gonna want that. It is going to be useful, but as it currently stands, so what I'm going to show you is I want you to try to dodge this now, Elisa. Ready? I'm just going to hurl
uh,
bombs at you. These are pretty easy to dodge. I think I hit you with that second one, but I don't think it did as much. It doesn't look
I
like it
got
did
hit
as much.
with the. No, I actually got hit with the shrapnel on the first, and it really didn't do very much.
Yeah, the AoE on it, so and it does specify on the skill. The shockwave goes through shields. It ignores them. The shrapnel does not,
On
but it
flat
will.
ground, or specifically where like I'm like
Also,
downhill
this is a
from you,
current bug I
I
noticed.
actually
I
it's
don't know if
easier
you
to
can
get
see
away.
me. I don't know if you can see me like this, Elisa. But on my end, I'm like stuck in the animation because I tried to early detonate the bomb. So I'm stuck in like a
No,
throwing
you look
animation.
normal on me on my end.
This just gets annoying for me. This is a known bug. It happens like 20% of the time. And now that's with her
Well,
dodging.
alternatively,
Hmm?
there are other ways to dodge. I was just doing the basic.
Yeah.
What
She can.
everybody has.
Yeah, she can. The basic dodge. You can get out of the way, and that's kind of what I'm talking about with the poison as well. You can get out of the way of that, but there's nothing stopping you from running straight through a poison cloud. There's nothing stopping you from running
No,
straight through that sentinel. This bomb, if you don't dodge, like I showed you, it will just kill you. And that's why I also use it over anti-grav, because let me demonstrate anti-grav longer cooldown, and then I want you to try to dodge this, Elisa. Oh, you didn't dodge.
I mean I
Out.
can just shoot through this. Whoop.
Yeah. And she
Oh,
can just shoot me through it. It doesn't stun her for
see,
very long.
you can just go
It's
through, take a nice leisurely ride.
yeah, and
It's kind of fun.
I could, just shoot her through it while she's slow like that. She could also just shoot me. There's nothing stopping her from just gunning me down. And then that's
Yeah, it
there's no point to
doesn't
it.
really like affect anything.
I mean, it makes you slower, but again, like I said, that just seems inconsequential.
Marginally,
Yeah, its effect
marginally.
is it's a non-factor compared to the alternative, which is where if I throw this and you don't dodge it, you lose your shield. Um,
Oh yeah.
and also, I want to demonstrate that both of these can just be dodged. So you're choosing something to stun over kill. and both can be dodged the same way. In fact, I think the fuse on this one is longer. I want you to dodge this after I throw it. Ready?
Regular dodge?
Yeah, just show that anybody can do it.
Okay.
As to show kind of why we are
Yeah, yeah.
using one over the other. All right, dodge it. See, and in fact, I'd even say that she got farther, which further recertifies my point that the fuse on this is longer, and also, you can just breeze right through it. Sorry, I'm swapping back to the grenade.
Whipping.
Yeah, I'm swipping back to the grenade. Now, I want to show you how I counter somebody dodging. Now, I will say, even if you can't just stun somebody, they still have to dodge to get out of your bomb. The alternative is dying. If they get hit with that bomb, it will break their shields, and in a fight, that is a death sentence. No shields, you're just going to get gunned down like a normal person. Observe. Oh, you dodged even with that. I was not aware that you could do that.
I managed to. I dodged the Shiga wire. It did hit me. I was briefly slowed down and like pulled, so it did screw up my movement.
Okay.
But it was only like a stagger, and I was able to dodge through it regardless.
I want to see if we could do that again. Are you ready? The Shiga wire's
Yeah, I
already
don't know if
almost
that
ready
was
too.
like a fluke.
I wonder if you have to like pre-do it. Okay, ready? Pre get
Mhm.
like. Oh shit, that didn't stay locked on. It didn't move with you.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Here, I'll do it. I
The-
can do it to you.
These are good. Yeah, okay. Get ready to do it to me, and I'm gonna try to dodge it. Oh well, that just because I moved, it didn't stay locked on. All right, try to dodge this again. Ready?
Mhm.
I want to see how consistent this is.
I can dodge out of it.
Okay. And one thing I will say with the explosive bomb, or the not the
Shiga
explosive.
wire is dodgeable.
Okay. So that is actually good to know, because that stagger is not as good as we thought it was. I want to see if I can guess where you're going. Like another thing that we could try. I'm going to throw a bomb, and whichever way you dodge, I'm going to try to throw another bomb in that same direction. Ready?
Okay.
Did any of those hit? Oh, you teleported to me.
No.
Okay.
Of course I
And
did.
that was
If
slick.
somebody's bombing me, the first thing I'm gonna do is like
Is come
jump into
straight
their
to
butt.
them.
Yeah, make it a problem. Get
Exactly.
those.
Okay, that's good to know. I would still say, I still say these over the like anti-grav. Gravity field makes you slower, but it also makes your projectiles slower, and this is a ranged build. Don't bother with this. Your projectiles are going to move super slow. Collapse grenade takes too long to activate, and Suspenser Blast is up close. And I am so scared of the Bene Ges-A-Rat abilities. We're also going to test. So, do you hear that? Is that me being on spice, or is that something happening? I heard a car or a cow.
That's probably you being high.
Okay.
That's spice.
Yeah, and I will say, you know, people are going to dodge your moves, but these are still more useful because if they don't dodge, they die, and they have a low cooldown. And you can still, catch someone off guard with them, and she could still dodge right after. Did I get a hit there? I got a marker, but I don't know what I did.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. And so that is something I've noticed. Something that can make these work with the fact that people can just simply dodge them. That is so scary still. I love that. And mind you, okay, I'm gonna stand here and like she's doing that, but that's with a low. That's with Abdul's Rapture. She's not using. I'm using Pitters,
Yeah, it was not a good gun.
and she's able to just absolutely shred me. These are with. Would you be able to explain your Bene Ges-A-Rat build? I'm saying that so bad. People are gonna like clown on me for not being able to pronounce the words right.
No. How do you say that?
Ben
How do you say
Ben
it?
Ges-A-Rat. Oh, that can be dodged too. Hold on, do that again.
That was just the Bendu sprint.
No, no,
This is just a
your
slow knife thrust. You can just
no,
walk
no,
away from that.
your teleport. I was able to dodge. Oh yeah, okay. Why we
Oh no, I
use?
did teleport. You were just moving while I did it.
Okay, so if your movement, I wonder. Hold still when I'm about to do this. Ready?
Hmm.
But did you hold still after? Also, I think I missed my bomb. I threw it
I
over you.
didn't move.
No, no, like, were you able, did you get a prompt to be able to dodge? So I meant, like, don't move while I'm gonna stun. Because what I'm thinking is,
Oh, I
if
mean,
you're
if I'm already
move...
stunned, then I can't do anything.
Okay, so... Oh, yeah, I was able to dodge there. Try again? Or I'm gonna... Okay. Oh, yeah, also, one
Mm.
thing I did try is I tried two things, because I saw that somebody... sorry, I went way off topic. Somebody had mentioned... I am just getting terrified behind this. Oh, ow. Oh,
Oh shit!
shit!
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to go that hard.
No, 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 you're good, you're good.
It was it was reflexive.
You're good. I'm gonna see if it like spawns me back here. Okay, yeah, I'm like right over here.
Rest in peace, but not intentional, my bad.
No, 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 you're fine, you're fine. That is like the point of this. We are doing this to kind of like test that. Okay. I need a drink. Man, I hate this water thing. It's also getting hot in my room. Okay. So I want you to like not be moving, but I want you to try to dodge after I do this, okay? So
Okay.
after the stagger, but not well.
Hmm.
Because I'm thinking if the action is already queued up, that is what allows you to dodge through it. Ready?
Hmm. Yeah, I can still dodge.
Okay. So it's you can still dodge after being Shiga wired. I would say I really
Try it.
think.
Dodge.
Oh yeah. Okay. So Shiga wire you can still dodge. Is your dodge longer than mine
Can't
in
dodge
heavy
this.
armor? I
No,
can't.
you can. Oh, I had the wrong one. That's why.
That yeah, you used compel.
Yeah, I was trying
Um,
to
but
use
yeah.
stop
So
instead.
I had mentioned I saw somebody mention that exploit weakness. They had a hard time because the accuracy was off. Because you know we're using inaccurate weapons. We're using machine guns. And so I'm
I
going
have
to.
used exploit weakness, but I only use it like for and
So
I don't everything that is everything's already typically shielded or people are using shields unless they're like on sand. So there's no real point.
well, my
You,
reason
you know?
for using
And
exploit
I can just hit
weakness.
people in the head anyways.
Yeah, my reason for using exploit weakness is that I break the shield. So once
There
that
it is.
shield's broken,
This one.
and I can still dodge that. Yeah, I can't
Yep.
move around, but I can physically dodge it. But
Good to know.
the reason we're using that we used exploit weakness originally was because once that shield is broken, they count as an unshielded enemy. But I'm going to use the death from above, and I'm using a planar shield. Ooh. Oh, and this thing requires really close range. Has the shield been broken yet?
No.
Okay. And we did discover that I don't believe the damage gets increased to shielded. Then your shield is actually keeping up.
Well, yeah, I'm not just standing still.
Yeah. Well, once you were moving, like those hits seemed pretty, I would say pretty inconsistent, so that might pose a problem. But also this
Oh
thing
yeah, yeah.
has
I mean, well,
this thing is it's a range of 10 meters. Anything over 10 meters, you want to be using this. and this is why. So move around.
Hmm? Oh,
And that was with movement, by the way. Yeah, okay.
that's about 20% of my health.
Yeah, then that was just shield breaking. And now what we're also going to show is something that I found out. This is just a shitty shotgun I use for mod clearing. It's the Tier 4 Firestarter. There's a Tier 6 version in the Deep Desert that's much better. But we're just doing this because I carry this around for trash mobs. But what I found is once those shields are broken, and also that's why we're using explosives, because we're trying to overwhelm whoever we're fighting. So you're going to be hurtling bombs, shooting, all of that all at once. You're going to clear a large area. That's what we're doing. So, and this is if you get all hits consistently. And then you, like that. How much damage did that do after the
Uh,
shield was broken?
About 80% of my health.
Okay, and now we're going to test this with exploit weakness for after your shield's broken. Ready? And this is also, we're going to test the
Just a
minigun
sec.
at long
Gotta
range.
heal.
Okay. Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Oh shit.
About 10% of my shield was left.
And so, okay, so
The
you
shots
will
are
probably have,
inconsistent. They're missing me.
yeah. And then this is also, I noticed that
It's
you're,
not about like it's
yeah,
not about weakness. It's about spread.
yeah. Also, the exploit weakness procced as soon as your shield was broken as well. I don't know if it did more damage to you. I'm going to try it again. I'm going to break your shield, and then I'm going to shoot you with the shotgun again. Okay, ready? Did that do more damage or
That was.
less?
Oh, that did more damage. I have like 1% health left.
Oh, Jesus.
One more
Okay.
shot and I'd be out.
Okay. And so that also, that kind of like makes me, that recertifies that the exploit weakness is like proccing on shot. And that's with, you know, firing like this. I might need more ammo after this too. That's with firing like this, destroying the shield and then popping it. I just found Death from Above was not producing. It produces a little bit more damage, but once that shield's broken, that's the difference. And I'm going to put that back on, and I'm going to break your shield again. And I want you to tell me if it does more or less. You can use Death from Above over Exploit Weakness, but
Well, you'd
I
know if it
really...
does more because I'd die.
Fair. Okay, ready? More,
Less.
less? Okay. And that's what I figured. The 20% damage that you get
Um,
from Death from... And that was...
that first one you did, I only had 1%. I had 1% health left. This time I had about 10, maybe 5,
Okay.
around there.
And also, I noticed, so I'm going to... The damage difference needed to break a shield with Death from Above is... I mean, the build from this is wildly inconsistent because it relies on just volley firing. You're not trying to precisely target somebody, you're trying to overwhelm an entire area. So you're just continuously keeping somebody at bay. Once you're healed, let me know. I'm going to do a difference in the time it takes to break a shield with Death from Above versus without as well to kind of display the difference. Ready? Okay. And that's 20 rounds left, and I'd say... And that broke your shield with 20 rounds left. So it does affect the damage on against shields, but I do not believe it's much because I'm going to take it off now and I'm going to hit you again. And last time we tested this, I think it was 20 versus 18. The difference is like one shot. Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 18.
It's basically identical.
Yeah.
There's
The
it's a marginal difference on my health, and it's not worth really anything.
yeah. And so and that's more or less why I think that exploit weakness for this specific build, because it makes, and I'm getting stabbed again, because it makes eventually whoever you're fighting is going to be unshielded. That is the point. You're going to overwhelm their shields until they don't have any anymore, and then they will count as a unshielded target, which you will then just proceed to hammer with like a shotgun. And as we saw, 1% health left afterwards. Um, and that's, I demonstrated that's why we use, the, ow. That is why we're using the explosions over the stun that's available, as well as the sentinel, just because the sentinel will. Oh, that's gonna kill me.
Oh,
I'm a little low on
sorry.
my heals. No worries. Thank you. And if you'd like to, because this build's primary focus is just overwhelming force. If you'd like, Elisa, because this spawn's really close, and worst case scenario, I'll just bring you back. I'm gonna get more health kits. We can do like just a physical demonstration. We could actually, do like a full fight, like where one would take place with movement, so it's not simulated.
Oh, here.
If you want. What's up? Oh, do you have? Oh, thank you.
Huskets. I have been gathering like those bushes every time they spawn. Like I'm in the background of your videos, just picking plants.
Yeah, when you're not
I've made like
stabbing me when I'm
80.
showcasing skills.
I've made like 80 heal kits.
Oh, wow. That's going to be good because we're
Yeah,
moving our base right after this, so we're going to need all those, especially when Darkmane gets on and he hurls himself off of objects.
falls off of
Um,
things.
all right. Do you want to showcase your build as well for this? The
I mean,
people.
it's nothing special. Just
Uh, it's still useful. People. This is a new game, and people are looking to try new things. It's like you're using two Bene Ges-A-Rat abilities because a lot of people
mhm.
will run the Iron Will and the Mentat tree. I don't because I have my own personal Bene Ges-A-Rat right here. Um, so I don't bother running that. Plus, I would just rather have the extra damage. Um, but she runs two because they can. It'll block out like whatever
Well,
your
it
first
I
ability
swap
is.
them out.
Yeah, she does.
I swap them out depending on what I'm doing
Sorry.
because I
This.
use a sniper rifle. I'm not necessarily the person that's going in first. He explodes everything. And usually my battle tactic is I just send him in first because he does a lot more explosions than I do. And it's good for clearing a room. Um the point of my build is that I am out of the fray but providing heavy damaging support. So
Mhm.
that's being able to strike people with poison while they're focused on him because he makes an excellent target, let's be honest. Um, and the skills that I keep on my bar are kind of to help with that. So, Shiga Wire is for getting into those little nooks and crannies that I'm sniping because I'm not going to be
Mhm.
just like sitting out on a rock in the open. I'm going to be in a weird little hole that's hard to see me in and even harder to hit me in that I can pull myself back so you don't have a line of sight. If you do manage to come up and pay me a visit or find me, or if you stumble onto me first, which is probably not going to happen unless you're also, another person looking for a rat hole to hit people in, then the other skills that I run on my bar are going to reflect whether I'm in that hole or whether I'm following behind him in a like in a closed environment. So in the rat holes, providing support fire, I usually use Shiga wire. I use something like Bindu Sprint if I know that I have a means of getting away. And I use Stop or Weirding Step. And that's usually to stun people because the big focus is if I have the rifle out, I'm going to want to create distance between that person and myself.
Hmm.
Otherwise, in close combat or when I know that there's multiple people and I'm expecting being ran up on, then I trade out Bindu Sprint entirely because there's no point. And instead, I will run something like Compel and Weirding Step at the same time, which is what you saw with me hitting him. Because even if they have the Mentat skill where they can shrug off a Bene Ges-A-Rat attack, it
Ability,
also
yeah.
it gives me mobility without having to. Yeah, I'm able to move behind people with Weirding Step, so I can close the gap and make myself a bigger problem. So if I do get ran up on, I can just, provided I'm not reloading, but
Yeah, and that, mind you, she is doing this. I'm currently using a tier 5 shield, and she is using a tier 4 SMG, the tier 4 disruptor.
yeah.
Because
And the
I have
goal is
not
I'm not
found,
actually not actually trying to kill him.
yeah, and I have not found a backup pitters yet. I prefer pitters over the tier 6 disruptor because it is firing 2 darts at a time. That is not 1 dart, that is 2. Also, I want to demonstrate on my build, sorry, I forgot why we are using heavy armor. I'm going to have you. Oh, actually, we already did that when you shot me in the face like 3 times. If I was wearing light
Oh
armor,
yeah, I mean you use heavy armor, I don't.
yeah, well, yeah, that's why. Because a lot of people are going to ask, why I'm using, heavy armor on a firearm build, because generally you're going to want more
You're the
mobility.
person that runs in and gets hit with everything.
Yeah, well, and
That
because we're
keeps you
using a
alive,
machine
dude.
gun, we're not evading as much, and our shields are down a lot of the time, so we are reliant on that dart damage reduction. I haven't had a chance to try pin cushion yet, so I don't know if that works better, but I would still like to think that the Archean damage reduction received is just better. And
I
like
hope what I said makes I hope what I said makes sense because, if I'm in a rat hole,
it
I'm not
does.
really expecting to be ran up on. The goal is to get away so I can recenter and either pick them off at a distance or ooh, spice.
We will get that
Or
later.
get myself into a better vantage point so I can get behind them and blow their head off.
Exactly. And also, as
But
I've
the last thing you
showcased,
expect a sniper to do, especially if you approach them, you do expect running. You don't expect this.
you know what? I didn't get a sound cue when you did that. Usually, I get a sound cue. You teleporting just now was
Sometimes I also
you teleporting just now was completely silent. I didn't
Sometimes
hear
I
you.
also, if I know that I'm in a setting where there's not a lot of people, like I know that there's not going to be group combat. There's only going to be like one, maybe two opponents tops. I
Hmm.
will run ignore instead of uh instead of Bindu sprint because I can just vanish, and
Hmm.
that one's fun. That
Exactly.
one's about being creepy. So
And
I
we
can.
can actually, yeah. Here, I want you to showcase that what it looks like on my end. See, and I can't actually see her. I can hear her. Like, do something that makes a sound real quick. See, I can hear her knife behind me, but I can't see her. And once she attacks, she does become visible. But until then,
Yes, yeah, yeah.
all I can do is I can hear her, which makes it very good. You could just get up, like if you really wanted to, right? You could do stop and then just vanish and then just leave. You could just simply
I mean,
leave.
that's exactly what I did. I stopped. I vanished. Yeah, I can leave. I can really get up behind somebody and give them a bad time.
Hmm.
Especially if, because, usually people are also in comms, like he and I would be in comms, I can sit there and go, hey, there's somebody on me right now, and while I'm busy messing with them, you've got the bombs, and they don't hurt me, so okay.
Exactly. That is another useful thing to point out. The anti-grav field, the reason why we also use explosives over the anti-grav field will affect your teammates. Also, as you see here, this poison, if you don't do anything about it, yes, you can just heal it out, but it forces you to heal. If you do not heal, that poison dropped that first layer of my health bar. How long does that vanish last? I almost that vanish wasn't like going down on my bar. I almost wonder how long it lasts. But also, as you
Let me
see
take a
here,
look.
you know, the reason we
It's
run
10
sus-
seconds.
okay, the reason we rerun Suspensor Dash is to avoid the dash debuffs that come with heavy armor. So as you can see, dashing here, almost that entire first bar. Dashing with Suspensor Bash or Suspensor Bash, Bleh. Suspensor Dash, none. And it's supposed to have a 2-second cooldown, but jumping and doing it over again seems to reset that.
Oh, I will
Um,
say, for the Bene Gesserit skill trees, it is incredibly important to run, instead of, I don't run Dispenser Dash, it's incredibly important to run things that reduce the cooldown times of your voice skills, because they, by default, take a really, really long time.
oh, speaking of that, actually, because I remember you said you run Battle Hardened. There is currently, it doesn't specify it. Battle Hardened doesn't actually affect any debuffs or any skill cooldowns other than trooper ones. It's supposed to. It doesn't
Really?
say. Yeah, there was a. I saw somebody else had tested that on the Reddit. So I'm not taking credit for that. That's not my doing. But somebody had been testing some of the skills as well, and they pointed out that battle hardened does not affect any skills that are not your it's that are not your trooper skills. So unless you're running like a bunch of trooper skills, I wouldn't suggest battle hardened. I also noticed even at
No, good
max.
to know. I was leading more in the direction towards like having voice training and
Yes,
rapid register, very important.
absolutely that. But I wanted to point that out because for whatever reason, it does not specify that on the skill. Also, it only really shaves off 2 seconds.
Mhm.
I don't think battle hardened is just worthwhile taking over something like Thrive on Danger, or if you're running Bene Ges-A-Rat skills. Sorry, where is it? Because I
Say it
don't use
again.
Rapid
Say it
Register.
again.
I, Bene Ges-A-Rat. You should be a
Bene
Bene Ges-A-Rat
Gesserit.
because you're a rat.
Mm-hmm. You're rad
Anyway,
because you have a speech impediment.
uh, anyways, okay. Since we're closing on like 40 minutes of video time, do you want to? Because
It'll
we've kind
just be
of
a quick video.
yeah, well, that's what I was expecting, and then I just started rambling. But I think I've covered everything as far as I know. Why we use certain skills, the differences in Death from Above and Exploit Weakness. We use Center Mass because of how the weapons we use are inaccurate. But that is just these are the best weapons for breaking shields because for shield breaking, you want high rate of fire because it's overloading that power bank. Um, what else can I think of? Why we stopped using the turret? I can't think of anything else. I think we're good. Do you want to, outside of sucking my nose, do you want to, um, you want to do like a fight just to showcase each other's builds? I won't like actually finish you off. Don't worry. You also
Let
please
me
don't
make sure I
finish
have
me
the right
off.
skills on.
Yeah, we'll do that just to
Because
showcase
I
it.
was switching stuff out.
Because we showcased how easy it is to dodge the explosives even after a stagger while simulated. and I just want to showcase what it actually looks like in a fight. And somebody did mention that
Mhm.
they did try some of this build, and we're getting like dookied on, unfortunately. But they mentioned that some of those fights were ambushes, and unfortunately, if you get ambushed, there's not much this build can do about that. This is a heavy weapons, shield breaking build. You're going to have some mobility problems, unfortunately. If you get ambushed, there's not much you can do outside of hurdling explosions and hoping for the best. Also, I'm going to re-equip my shield since we're not doing, or not my shield, my belt, since we're not doing
Yep.
death from above anymore. All right, ready?
Hmm.
Okay. Since there's no dueling, I really hope they add dueling. We're going to do a count of 3. 1,
Yep.
2, 3. Oh shit! Shit, I can't see. You're behind me. Oh shit. Oh shit, I broke your shield temporarily.
Oh yeah.
I got a proc. And you want to kind of use cover to your advantage.
I really hate the gun I have.
Okay, here. Oh, I can't. I
It's
can
not.
revive you.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. I was worried that it wouldn't let me revive. Also, you made me use like all my fucking heavy ammo. So that was, you still
Yeah.
put up a lot. That was still a lot more drawn out. But I feel like that definitely
No, Ditto.
showcases.
And I actually completely ran out of ammo. I
Yeah.
don't. I can't. I can't use guns right now. I'm out.
For what it's worth,
I got
you did have
nothing.
me. You'll see in the video, I panicked briefly when you went invisible. And I accidentally switched my shoulder to left side.
Sorry.
Um,
I
but
have 2 bullets.
I have like my mag and then whatever's left in here. I didn't even get to use the shotgun, but let that kind of just showcase kind of how this build functions. Um, even with stuns, you dodge out of them, suspense dash, etc. All the good stuff, and your job is to just kind of hurdle explosions. You're like I've said like a bajillion times, and I don't want to continue this video any longer because it's already almost at 50 minutes. Your job is to just continuously emit overwhelming force. Don't stop to reload unless you have time. You run out of ammo with the minigun, switch to the disruptor and get closer. You just want to keep on firing, overwhelm your opponent. And you can do that because you're wearing heavy armor. You're going to be taking hits more. Like
I
I
got
said
some
though,
news for you.
what's that?
58 more bandages.
Jesus Christ, that's a lot of bandages. All right, but I think that's all we're good because I want to go build our new house. And I was this is rushed, so
Please, sir, you've
please,
kept me here for decades. I want to leave.
it's okay. You're ancient and fossilized, so I'm sure we'll be fine.
Hmm.
Old lady. All right, we are good to go. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and the higher explanations that I've given that I couldn't give. And I'm getting stabbed. Well, that's a good point to end on. Have a great one, and thank you for watching.